Hello everyone, this is a training video for the EU software tools. We're in version 1.54 and it's the middle of January 2018 right now. A lot of this we've covered, but I'm going to cover it again because of updates, upgrades, and additions, and just to be a little bit more thorough. In the Accounts tab, basically you have LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter, which we're covering in various parts of this. The software tools, which is continuing to expand, right now has 6 softwares, and we'll be expanding that in the not too distant future. But basically you're getting several different capabilities when you order the Entrepreneurs United site and the other related software that comes with it. But inside the tools is what we're going over right now. This is Search Clients. This is the same thing that we had in Client Builder. We've got a couple of little updates. One is the SV export and the upload. So here you can select email only if you desire, and you can select any of the programmed cities in the United States. This is by state, and so you just go to the state you want and open it up, and the major cities will be there. So we've got the largest and the medium-sized cities in the US. So I've just set it for Birmingham, let it run for a few minutes on email only, and got a quick 9 results here. And so we have email addresses for dentists in Birmingham, Alabama. Now we can click SV export, and that will export just the emails for inclusion into the social verifier. That's what SV stands for. So you can upload a text file into social verifier and find out where you have these email addresses in various social networks. Right here, if you click upload, it will upload into your account in the Entrepreneurs United site, and I'll go over that in a separate video covering the site. You will find these training videos inside of the site as well. So basically this is the ability to select any type of business that would usually be searched for on a search engine, and then to be able to gather all of the pertinent data surrounding that type of business in that city. And we've got the title, name of the business, title meaning what kind of search was this, the city, the address, the phone, and then sometimes on their website they will put in their link to their Facebook page, or their Google Plus page, or their LinkedIn profile of the owner, for instance, even Twitter. Sometimes Facebook is usually a little more popular. So if you want, you can go there to their Facebook page if you have a particular interest. Their website is over here, but the email is the #1 thing that we're gathering here, because we want to be able to verify them in the social verifier and then connect with them socially. Now you can also, of course, email these email addresses directly if you so desire. If you have a lot of them and you want to run email to them, you may want to clean them first at brightverify.com. BrightVerify will charge you a penny a record, which is pretty cheap, but that way you get any spam traps or other bad email addresses out of your list before you email them. The social stealth marketer will allow you to email them directly, and you can without cleaning them, but if you're going to do more than just a few, a handful is fine. But if you're going to do more than just a few, I suggest that you do run them through a cleaning process, and Bright Verify is the best place out there to do it. Now, if you're going to verify them with the social verifier, of course, you don't need to do that. You can just verify them and then upload them into Facebook group or into LinkedIn directly. So you can save them into your account after you develop them, and you can save them into a CSV file as well, or you can save all of them into a CSV file right here. If you want to delete one, you just select one and delete it here. And you can do multiple cities, but I wouldn't do more than about 3 cities at a clip. That's kind of the rule of thumb. And if you've got one gigantic city, like the size of Denver or something like that, a major city, you probably just want to run just it, because you may end up with hundreds of results. So it's not going to freeze up on you or anything like that usually, but if you're going to try and get as many as possible, that's kind of the rule of thumb. 3 medium-sized cities or 1 large city. So that is the search clients, and with this you can build databases of any niche in the entire United States. And this is US only. We're not doing Canada or any other country. Let's move over to the Exec Connect. Exec Connect is a system that will scan using Google, Yahoo, and Bing the companies that are paying for pay-per-click in a specific city. So if you put in, let's say, dentist Denver here, then it will begin to pull up the companies that are running pay-per-click. It'll put them into a little file, and then it will scan those to try to find the owners or executives of that company. And we use a couple of methods. We use the Chamber of Commerce website, and we use LinkedIn. And between the two, we can get a lot of good people. Where it says your logo here, that lets you know that we got this data from the Chamber of Commerce. So in this case, Innovative Dentist in Denver produced Dale Farmer as the target person. We were not able to find Dale Farmer specifically on LinkedIn, but we were able to find him as a owner and or executive of this company. Okay, so why is that important? Well, it's important because if you're going to be marketing to these companies, you know that they have an advertising budget. They're really trying to get leads. They're paying probably phenomenal amounts for leads on pay-per-click, and they are active in their marketing. So they have money, and they've probably been doing this for a while. And if you are doing lead gen for local companies, then these are the people that you want to talk to. You don't want to talk to the receptionist or somebody like that. You want to go after this specific individual. So you can, if you're running this and you see that they have a LinkedIn URL here, then you can come in here and you can select them and invite them on LinkedIn. Now the idea normally is to bypass the gatekeepers, and when you can connect with somebody on LinkedIn that you really want to market to, and you know what kind of company they have, you know where they're at, and you know that they're paying for leads, they're going to be a much easier sell. So this is one way we can attempt to connect to the correct person and to find that correct person quickly. Now, This is not a perfect system. We're going to have, sometimes we're going to have people that, may not be the exact person that you need. You have to just take a look at their title and see, well, is this a person that I want to connect with? So, the idea here is to let the software compress your time. If you want to market to dentists or whatever vertical it is that's local, and you're selling certain services, maybe reputation management or whatever, you need to talk to the right person, and you need to try and connect with them on LinkedIn if possible, so that you can message them and do an icebreaker and try and get them on the phone, and or of course you can call them directly if you know exactly who to call. So here on the Chamber of Commerce, for this dentist office, we have Thomas Payne and the phone number there. So you would know who to call, and you would you could ask for them directly, ask them for them by name. So this is the whole idea of Exec Connect, is to find the executives and or owners of a company, see if we can connect with them on LinkedIn, which we can automate that process, and if not, at least we know who they are in the in the company, so that we know who to communicate with, who to ask for, and probably their phone number as well. So that's the idea of Exec Connect. Let's take the key companies that actually have a marketing budget, that are out there, that are trying to do lead gen and really trying to market their companies, probably spending a lot of money, and then talking to the exact right person, and possibly connecting with them on LinkedIn. We do get, as you can tell here, we've got a lot of LinkedIn URLs. So we had 59 hits for executives, and I set the limit to 50 companies. So of course we're going to get more than one person per company sometimes, which is a good thing. So I could have set this, to like, 400 or something like that, and that would have probably gotten most of the people in Denver for dentists that I would have needed, if indeed I really wanted to take it a little further. And then I could run the invites, connect with them, and begin my marketing campaign. So that is Exec Connect. Realtor Connect is a tab. This actually tasks a specific site, which is Realtor.com, and you can put in any city. I put in Golden, Colorado here. You put in the city, comma, and then the state abbreviation. Up here, you can put in a type of realtor, like commercial, if you're looking for a specific type of realtor. And then if you're going to be emailing them through the site, then you can select all of them, or look through and delete some if that's what you want. And you can, even if there's 500 of them here, you can put in your email address, okay, and your name, the message that you want to connect, and then just hit message, and it will email every single one of those. Now, it's not using your SMTP though. It's using the website itself, Realtor.com. It's just as if you went to Realtor.com and opened up the messaging facility at Realtor.com and said, here's who I am, and here's my email for contacting me, and here's the message I want to send this realtor. Except, of course, it automates the process. So this will save you a ton of time if you want to get a hold of lots of realtors. So that is Realtor Connect. And again, this is for United States only. but with this you can reach pretty much every realtor, or most every realtor in the United States. Twitter Email Extractor is and we're still, developing this, and we should be able to get much better at it, but we're doing pretty good so far. I had a customer that wanted to get a hold of neurosurgeons, and so I found an association of neurosurgeons on Twitter, and I set the limit 3,000 to get the followers, which are the neurosurgeons that are following and or members of this association on Twitter. And so in a few seconds I got 3,000. I deleted one, so I've got 2,999 now. So let's say that the reason to do this is you want to get their email address, and this is the email address that they have said is their email on Twitter, and or set it up on Twitter, and or it's at their website, or it's at their blog, or it's available on their LinkedIn feed. So we task all of those and do a few extra things as well to obtain the email address. Now I set it for 50 and ran 50 of the 3,000, and you use this little selector here. So you can select, I don't suggest you do more than a couple of hundred at a time, but you can select however many you want. And so if you did 200, let's say the first day, you could come back here and do 201 to 400 the next day, etc. And you can obtain the email addresses, and then you can save them. You can delete any ones that you don't want. But basically what you do is you find a Twitter handle. Okay, this is the username. And you put it in here. You set it to however many you want, up to 3,000. And then you hit the spyglass down here and wait a few seconds, and it will pull in everything that's available. Now, if they have 543 followers and you set it to 3,000, of course you're only going to get 543. So that depends on how many followers they have. But these are targeted people. If you have, let's say, somebody big in MLM, an internet marketing guru, somebody who does a lot of webinars or something like that, well, then you can target all of those people by pulling down their followers. So you build a list that is a specific type of list. In that case, you can target people that are in MLM or people that attend webinars, etc. So the followers coincide with the social interest. So here we have neurosurgeons, and I hit 50. I got 9 results. So we're doing 15%, 17%, 18%, something like that right now. I believe we can double that in the future, but that's actually pretty good. There is almost no facility in the world that does this right now, and we're, like I said, we're tasking a few different things to get this. So it's very cool because you can just build specifically targeted email lists. And of course, what are you going to do with them? Well, you're going to export them, take the emails, put them into the social verifier, and hit the button, find out where they're at socially, and connect with them. Or, of course, you could email them directly with a social stealth marketer. So here we have an automated way to build targeted, and these are very targeted email lists, so we know exactly who these people are. This is, to me, this is the most exciting tab of all, because we have this capability to build these lists. And if you think about it, if you're doing webinars, you can get let's say you've got 10 people out there that are regularly doing internet marketing webinars, and you go pull down all of their followers and reverse engineer their email addresses, and you end up with, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 email addresses of people who are following gurus that do webinars, or somebody of your specific niche. That is a highly valuable list. And of course, there's no real limit. There's millions and millions of people on Twitter, and it doesn't cost anything to develop this list. And then you can connect socially with them or email them. So this is a really, really valuable list building tool. So that is Twitter Email Extractor. SocialEar. This is a program I wanted to develop for years. I finally did it, and we are going to be expanding this. Very cool. This is a system that reaches out to either groups or business pages or posts on Facebook, and it scans for specific content and then retrieves those posts. So here what I've done is I've put in Bitcoin. I did a group search for 8 groups. Now you could do a lot more. I wouldn't do more than 100. That's about the max that you can do with this realistically. But I just did 8. 50 if you really want to let it run for a while. And then you can set the posts up to whatever you want. If you really wanted to scan for the max amount of posts, and you really wanted to maximize this, you could set it to like 50 and then 50 posts, and let it run for about an hour, and it will bring back thousands of posts. So what is it doing? Well, it's matching whatever keywords you put here. It could be 1 word, 2 words. Usually it's 2 words. It could be a whole sentence if you really wanted, but usually 2 or 3 words get you the exact kind of post that you want. So the first thing it does is it brings in these groups. Okay, so I put in Bitcoin and pulled in the 8 groups. I selected all of them, and then you hit this button right here to continue. So what it's going to do when it continues is it's going to go in and scan for, out of these groups of the subject matter, a specific phrase of all of the posts in that group. Okay, so it scanned just 8 groups on Bitcoin, and I got 80. Okay, so I had the post set at 10, so it pulled in the max, 8 groups at 10 posts. So there's probably a lot more posts it could have done. I mean, you could pull in thousands if you really wanted to, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So you want to kind of coordinate this. One thing is you'll find sometimes there's duplicates in here. So what do? Well, you can take this and select that, and this little icon right here, when you hit that, it takes it out, and what it won't do is it won't bring that thread back in again if you ever search for it again. So you could just delete it, but it's better if you delete and block, because then if and when you ever look for that search again, the same search, it won't bring that duplicate thread again. So that's one of the things that we put in here so that we can coordinate. So here's another one. This is the same one. It's in there twice. So I can pull that out so that if I do run a search again, it's not going to pull in that thread more than once. So anyway, you can run this from a post, run it from a business page, run it from a group search, and it will pull in the post talking about the specific subject that you want. Well, of course, you want to communicate with those people. Now, when I do this for me, I usually put in LinkedIn software, okay, or email marketing, okay. Those are the two searches that I personally do, and I've been able to connect with hundreds and even thousands of people doing this. This is really cool stuff. Basically, it's handing you leads. All of these people are talking about the exact specific subject that you are promoting. So once you're done here, once you pull in and maybe clean this out just a little bit, go over to send message. Now you have the same ones over here. Okay, so of course I didn't clean it out, but had I cleaned it out, it's right now it's got 80. So basically, I would probably clean out 15 of these or so. It looks like really quick, and then I would send. So you have a choice here. Okay, you can comment after you put in your message. Okay, you can comment, or you can message directly, which will use Messenger inside of Facebook. Now, we're doing this slowly, but you don't want to use more than about 40 messages a day. All right. Facebook won't restrict your account, generally speaking, but they will block you from messaging people that you're not connected to if you do too many of them. So we found that about 40 a day is, that's about the limit that you want. Now you can run multiple Facebook accounts if you so choose. So anyway, you can message, you can comment, or you can do both at the same time. So if I wanted to, I could select all of these, I could do both, and I could hit send, and it would send a message and it's a personalized message, and a comment to all. Now, there's 81 here, so I wouldn't do that. I would select 40, and then I would message them, or comment, or both. Just depends. Now, what I've got here, it says just reaching out to tell you about our new Bitcoin mining product at, and here's the URL. There's no reason not to do both. It may seem a little bit silly if somebody sees that as a comment, but hey, this is marketing, right? So it's not a big deal. And this is not we're talking about a subject here on Bitcoin that is, it's not, it doesn't have a specific emotional content. So we're not talking about somebody's woes here, that if we comment wrong, that we made a positive comment about a car accident or something like that, which is the normal danger of doing mass commenting. Mass commenting is something you got to always be careful about, but this is an emotionally neutral subject. Now, if you're not in an emotionally neutral subject, you don't want to do mass commenting. So if you're doing individual commenting, then all you have to do is select the one that you want, comment on that specific thread, okay, and then you can go to the next one. But in practice, most people will message. So you'll pull in your leads, and then you'll run 40 messages, and the software will go through them slowly and send them a message and personalize it and promote your URL. Or even better, if you have a Facebook group, Facebook likes the fact that you promote groups or promote something within Facebook. So promoting a Facebook business page or Facebook group is actually better than promoting an outside URL. they'll usually leave you alone completely if you're doing that. So that's your tip. So anyway, that is how to use this. Now, if you've done pages and groups and posts, all right, and you've got all of them in here, then you can select one. See, I did groups, and there's no page results in here, and that's why it blanked it out. These are all posts from groups, and that's how you can differentiate. So if you do have results in the grid here from different sources, page, group, or post, then you can focus on one or the other. Okay, and that's how you run it. So we're going to be adding other stuff in here, but for right now, this is what we're focused on as far as the SocialEar. We are doing Twitter as well. Okay, and I did not set up Twitter, but basically you've got message, post, and send message is just the same. It's going to scan all of Twitter for your search. You can search, put in a limit, hit this, it'll pull it in the grid, and then you can go over and set up a message and send a message to those Twitter results. And it's not going to follow them on Twitter. What it's going to do is it's going to reply to their tweet. So we're doing automated tweet replies. I know in practice most people will be using Facebook, but Twitter is pretty cool as well. So if you want to reply to Twitter, don't do more than about 100 replies a day, okay, at the very most. Just don't go over that. So that's how to use SocialEar. It supplies you with leads, basically an unlimited amount of leads, and then enables you to reach out and message them directly. How cool is that? Here is our last software in the tools. And this is, and I set this up for Bitcoin. Now usually when I've demonstrated this, I've ran something like dentists or plumbers or something, like a local niche. But just for the heck of it, I did Bitcoin to follow through in the theme that we were doing on SocialEar. So what this does is it scans Facebook for the page results, and then it pulls in as many email addresses as are visible on the pages. Now, Facebook will usually deliver up to 100 for a category. I just set it to 50. But what it will do, so if you take a look at the emails here, okay, emails, there's quite a few emails there from the business pages. And, these are not, these are pretty good emails. These are not like info at a domain or something like that. These are really good. Well, this one is. But other than that, these are primarily really good email addresses that we are extracting from Facebook pages, and we can do it up to 100, and we can do it on any subject. Now, if you are doing a local niche, then you would put in like dentist, okay, Denver, like this, and then set the limit, and Facebook will do up to 100. And then you can it's set at stop right now, but normally this is at right triangle, and you just click play, and it will go ahead and pull in the email addresses for Dentist Denver. So this is another way to obtain email addresses. We have the search clients back here that is doing it through a SEO search, and then we have the Facebook business page scan that's doing this through Facebook to get these email addresses. So what our main the main thing here is to be able to connect with specific types of companies, and we can do that by extracting thousands of email addresses on our target market through the Facebook scan, Twitter email extractor, or search clients. Okay, this is basically an almost never-ending source of emails, and the Twitter email extractor is personalized. These two, search clients and Facebook scan, are business emails. Okay, we can extract them for email marketing and or to put them into the social verifier for social connection, which is a lot of how I operate. SocialEar hands you leads directly so that you can message them and or comment. Realtor Connect does mass emailing through Realtor.com to realtors. Exec Connect finds specific companies that are paying for pay-per-click, finds their executives and or owners, and then allows you to invite them on LinkedIn or provides data for you to connect and contact with them. So that is the software tools overview and training that we have at this time. We're upgrading this almost every day. So I'll need to provide new training videos on a regular basis, but at this moment in time, this is the overview for the software tools 1.54 in the middle of January 2018. Thank you for watching.